Welcome to another episode of A Few Minutes with Marvin. I inspire those who aspire to make positive changes in their lives. And today's video, I want to really emphasize how to get past fears. It could be any fear. In this case, it's the fear of getting lost, right? With virtually no backup plan, no cell phone, cell towers around here. And do you choose to continue to go on? Right? This is my experience now. And I'm in a beautiful little town in the central area of Virginia, near the Blue Ridge and Shenandoah Mountains. And I came down here because I needed to get away. Right? I had been traveling the US for almost 2 years. And, well, probably 2 years. And then I stopped back in Virginia for a few months. And I had some truck issues and stuff like that. In the meantime, I got a little job, a place to stay. But I hadn't been out in the woods, in the wilderness, like I had been for the previous year, 2 years. So the other day I got into my head, it's like, I gotta go away. Even if it's not camping, I intended to camp, but I was like, well, you know what? I'm worthy of getting a little lodge, right? So I looked up a couple places, and there were some blocks there. There were some energies that came up for me, lack, you don't have enough money to do this. You got to fix your truck, or you got to get a new truck, or in this case, I want my RV. So all those thoughts came in. And I want to share that with you because these things are real. It not only happens to you, it happens to people like myself and other beautiful souls who've been on their path and are doing a lot of work. And I've already conquered so many fears. And recently, as I'm making this decision, I knew that I had to balance, right? Balance my emotions, the fear of spending the money. So I had to sit with that, integrate it, say, no, I'm not, I am wealthy, right? Regardless of what my bank account says. So I took the chance and say, not took the chance, I just made a decision, right? It's all about making a decision. I said, I want to go away. I need to be out by myself in nature, no matter where it is. So I found this cute little place down here. And then the second thing came as, well, your truck's not in good shape. It's probably not going to make it all the way down there. What do you do now? Well, here goes, my ego going, well, sorry, the trip's going to be canceled. You have no way to get there. Yes, I do. I rented a car, and this turned out to be a truck, but I rented a vehicle. And I did that not just in spite of my ego, but really, this is what I wanted to do. This is where I wanted to be, in nature, hiking, which is what I'm doing. I'm going to run into a bunch of waterfalls around here. I can't wait to see them. I'm already listening to the birds and checking out, there's venomous snakes around here. There are sightings of bear around here, right? But that didn't stop me. So I got to the place, and I had been told before that there's no cell phone at all. I mean, you can't get any signal. But I didn't worry about that. I just put my GPS on it, got me here. Then I get to the room, and there's Wi-Fi, but it's spotty at best. And I'm like, all right, no Wi-Fi. They gave us a little map to follow. I'm not the best at with maps. I'm not afraid to admit. I'll be vulnerable here. I'm not the best with directions. But I just started following a road, and it led me to a trailhead, and it led me to the Shenandoah National Park. And I got here, and I'm like, all right, there's a couple trails I can go. There's a 9-mile trail, but that would put me way into the deep dark. I was like, nah, I don't want to experience that. So I found this other trail. It's 2 miles. But I had that feeling. It's like, hey, if you lose the trail, you got no cell phone service out here. What are you going to do? And I thought about it for a split second, right? Because on my journey, I'm learning that I have to allow those feelings to be there. Even though in my past I'll be like, screw this, I'm just gonna go. This time I sat with it, right? Because this is how you conquer fears. You acknowledge that it's there, right? And you give yourself compassion and kindness for feeling it, not out of weakness, not out of lack. But sit there and say, hey, it's okay. We got this. We've been all around the country, hiking all over the place with no issues, right? So I intend just to follow the trail and follow it right back down, and I'm gonna go. And even though it was a small fear, it was a fear nonetheless. So this video is about not conquering your fears, but integrating it in the moment and not letting it make the decision for you, right? Letting it be a part of your decision, right? That's the balance that I've been seeking. So now I allowed my fear to be there, and I talked to myself. That's what you have to do. Say, what is a fear? Fear that you're going to get lost? Well, you're more confident than that. You've been in situations like, for example, Mount Shasta. I'll link that video here, where I climbed Mount Shasta after being told by people, don't go up there alone. You need a guide. Well, I didn't listen, right? And I had a great experience because of it. And I didn't allow any fear. I didn't have any fear at all, right? And this, again, wasn't a fear, but we've become so programmed or so dependent on this technology to get us from point A to point B. And you have to stop back and go, wait a minute. I lived a life before technology, right? That was a kid who bought a car out of some lady's backyard that she had it there for years, turned it on, and it passed inspection. 2 days later, I drove 10 hours back to school in Virginia. This was my college days. And guess what? There was no such thing as a cell phone, or not even, we were years away from cell phones at that point. And I never let that be an issue. I printed out Yahoo Maps or whatever was available. Well, I don't even think the internet was so great. I use maps. I use the old-fashioned atlas, right? And I just got in my car and drove. Now, you say, well, what would have happened if you'd, broken down or anything? I didn't think about that then. And the only way to get in touch with anybody was by a payphone and calling collect. If you don't know what calling collect is, look it up. I'm sure there's some videos on that'll amuse you. But I didn't worry about that when I was 19 years old, right? So why would I let a little trail like this stop me now? I don't. But now, growing in I'm a little bit wiser. I have to learn to balance things, right? Not to be precautious or to take caution, but know that here's my surroundings, here's what's here, right? And stay in my energy and say, yeah, I would love to see wildlife, but I choose not to be bitten by a snake, by a venomous snake. I choose not to experience that. And I'm being very honest with you that I'm not the least concerned about that. Is it out here? Sure. Will I be looking around? Sure. Because the things with animals in nature is you're on their property. And you can startle them, right? And that's when they attack. And that's when they're defending their territory. So if you're just mindful, right? And looking around, if I see a bear, I know to make noise. If I see a bear cub, I know to stop in my tracks and backtrack, right? Because it doesn't matter what I'm doing. If I'm anywhere near a bear cub, mama's not going to be happy. So I know those things. Am I carrying bear spray? No. Am I carrying a knife? No. We are that powerful. We are that powerful. We can stand in our sovereignty and say, I'm here with Mother Nature, and I'm asking Mother Nature to protect me, right? I choose not to experience anything that's not for my highest good. I choose not to experience falling on these rocks. I choose not to experience getting bitten or coming across a wild animal that may feel like it's being intruded upon, right? I choose not to experience those things. So knowing that, when you embody that confidence in yourself and in your capabilities to really put barriers around you so that other things don't come in that aren't for your highest good. That's not to say I'm not going to experience some things, but if I do, I'm doing it consciously, right? And I will welcome whatever experience I'm in, and I will not react to it. I will respond to it. So this is a quick video, not to say, hey, look how brave I am, or look at the courage I have, because I was very fearful most of my life. So I understand how you can let fear block you, and I'm here to tell you now that you can fix that. You can change yourself by changing your mindset. I am a spiritual transformation coach, and that's part of what I do, is helping you transform yourself in your mind, releasing all those limiting fears, right? Identifying where they came from so that you can release them, and then helping you hold yourself accountable to doing something that takes you out of your comfort zone. This time doing it slowly, right? Baby steps, but conquering that fear so it no longer blocks you. So trails like this, unknown to me, no cell phone service, not going to stop me from reaching that big waterfall. And when I get up there, I'll put a little clip on here just to show you the beauty of it and what you can miss out if you allow fear to hold you back. I don't do that anymore. If I get that queasiness, that anymore. If I get that queasiness in my stomach about, oh my God, where's that going to lead? I say that's where I have to go, right? But you can too. That's the point of this video. It's not look what I can do or look how brave I am. It's look what you can do and look how brave you can be if you allow yourself to be. If you face the fears head on, but with compassion and kindness, integrating it in a nice balance. So now you've got fear and your caution and your courage are in alignment, and you're balanced. And just enjoy the experience. So take a leap of faith. Get out of your comfort zone. If you need help, here's a link to my website. It's not easy, but man, is it freeing. So free yourself today. And if you like the contents of this video, please give it a thumbs up, share it, leave a comment, and subscribe to my channel. I'm truly grateful for you. I hope this inspires you. I'm inspired by this. You can be too. It's just breathtaking. It's absolutely breathtaking. Look at the sun right behind me as it's setting. Gorgeous. Do this for yourself. You're worthy of it. You're worth it. Let go of the fears and embrace your courage. And have an amazing day. Love it, love it, love it. Doesn't get any better than this. Here I am. This is just one of the waterfalls. I'm going to come back and do the rest tomorrow. I got about 3/4 of the way up. I faced whatever fear was there. I'm at peace. I'm going to sit here and meditate for a while. And then I'm going to head back down. So, conquer your fears. You got this. Look at this. This is absolutely beautiful. Treat yourself to this beauty. Don't let fear get in your way. Have a blessed day. Thank you for spending a few minutes with me.